Okay, now you can talk.
Thanks. Okay.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi, Aaron.
What is up?
Not much. Summer.
Summer.
Summer's here.
It's like half
Half
over.
half over.
Unbelievable.
I know.
I cannot believe this. I got us a timer so we could time ourselves, but it's not working.
I see that.
Yeah, nobody else can see that.
That's
So you made us a icy beverage,
okay. Yeah, water.
water.
Mhm.
Is there anything in it?
Yes. Liquid IV.
Mm, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So we are here. It is episode 9.
Oh, okay.
Episode 9. It's halfway through July.
Yeah.
We're almost to 10.
We're almost to 10.
We probably number 10 should be a celebration um podcast.
Okay.
So think about that over the next 6.5 days as we prepare for the next podcast.
Okay.
So, but today we're going to talk about
I thought we should talk about why we homeschool.
why we homeschool.
Yeah.
So when you presented it this morning while showering, it was just homeschool,
Hmm.
but we're going to add the why in front of it.
Yeah, I think that would be the start of like how we got started, why we homeschool, and how it's progressed, maybe, but
Okay.
not like the details of actual homeschooling. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I
I
had a few questions.
okay.
Like, I was going to say Elizabeth, because that's your name.
Yeah, that's my name.
And people are like, hey, you homeschool.
Yeah.
So tell me, does somebody like set up your schooling for you?
Yeah.
Is that one of the most asked questions? Or how is that worded?
Yeah, like the first question is always, um, yeah, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about curriculum.
Yeah.
So tell us about it, Elizabeth. Tell us about how you choose curriculum each year
Um,
or something like that.
well, when I first started, I used to go to a conference every year and go to all these booths. You know, there was like 300 booths or whatever. And you'd look at all this curriculum and go through it, um, and see what you thought would be like the most interesting or fun to teach. That's kind of how I would pick my curriculum. Or like, I think that the student would really like this.
So tell me, you said you went to a conference.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this conference? You want to tell us what it's called? Is it still happening today? Like if somebody's going to start homeschooling, is this a good place for them to get some resources?
Um, yes. It's called Mache, so it's what Minnesota.
Minnesota
So
Association Christian Homeschoolers,
yeah,
Homeschool Education,
yeah. I'm like that's a
MACHE.
yeah. And so yes and no. Like if you're not a Christian or you're not doing homeschooling because of religious views, it might not necessarily be the best conference for you, but um, I still think that you could get some good curriculum there.
Yeah, also encouragement. Like
Yeah, a lot of really good encouragement.
one of the reasons you would go, it's held usually in April, right?
Yes,
April of each year. And about that time of the year, what's going on mentally with you as you're educating the kids,
it's actually
teaching?
the end of the year.
Yeah, and what's happening that last month and a half that you have from there on out?
You're
You're burning out?
burning out.
You're
So it's good. It's good. Yeah, encouragement to get you through that last 2 months of school or so.
yeah.
Yeah, month and a half of school, I guess. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good. That's where I got a lot of curriculum from, or at least ideas um, of companies that I still use today.
You still use today.
Yeah,
So, um, started off, you went to these conferences. You don't go anymore?
I don't.
No, we don't go anymore.
No,
Why don't
I
we go anymore?
I don't know.
I feel like we're conferenced out by then.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we go to all these conferences for photography and then add homeschooling one's on. I don't know. I probably could really use it, but our kids are all in middle school and high school now, so
This year we got an email asking for volunteers, and I almost was going to be like, Liz, maybe we should do that. Maybe we
yeah.
should volunteer for Mache and help out some of the younger families that are we at that age now? Do we,
Well, how long have I been homeschooling?
I don't know, Elizabeth, how long have you been homeschooling?
20 years? 20 years I've been homeschooling.
I feel like 20 years might be on the low end because I think Noah was 4.
He was 4, but it was preschool stuff, so count it?
Count it. I count it. 22 years
Okay,
this September.
22 years then.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
For starting out, what is a good resource if they're not going to go to Mache
Um,
or if they're somewhere else in the country and they're like don't have their own conference?
yeah, I mean there are other conferences. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know anymore. You can look up you can Google, I mean,
That's what I was
anything.
going to say. Just Google it.
Google your local or state homeschool. I mean, you have lobbyists and people in Congress or whatever that are always, well, Minnesota anyways, usually supporting it. Find out who those are. Find out your local homeschool groups.
Local homeschool groups. Those are always
Yes.
good options to get involved with people that are doing the same thing. Like-minded groups. We're at the why. We're kind of talked about the beginning of it. Now, is the why controversial? Do people find the why you homeschool or the why we homeschool? I'm running this interview style. That's why I keep saying you, but it is we. Um, Controversial, or is it? Yeah. What's the why? Go with it.
Um, what's my why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah. Not everybody else's. We're talking about you.
oh, okay. Um, I have a few whys. Uh, but the big starter for me was just um, Noah was his cutoff for his birthday is um, you know at the school cutoff, and so he couldn't go to kindergarten when he would have been held a year, and so
So he was mentally ready to go,
yes,
but the school was like, no, he's too young.
yeah, and so I wanted to start school, and I was like, well, I can do kindergarten with him. We already did preschool.
Yeah.
So might as well do kindergarten. And then yeah, that went so well, we just kept going. But one of my big reasons why is because I want to teach my children uh, creation theory and not um, evolution theory. So uh, that is one of my big whys.
Okay. That's one of your big whys. Is there a second why?
Yeah, I mean, you could teach them at their level or what their learning style is.
Oh yeah, both of those.
Yeah, so I learned a lot at the beginning what learning styles are, and you could be auditory learner, visual learner, hands-on learner.
I was asking if they learn different, like each one of them learn with those different styles.
Well, we have 5 kids, and I don't know. We have lots of visual learners. I don't think we have auditorial learners, but hands-on learners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Veronica might have been a little bit of auditorial learner, but yeah.
Sorry for confusing you with my question.
I I'm so confused by you asking the questions like this that
Oh.
yeah. No, keep going with the questions.
Keep going with the questions. Okay.
Why do we homeschool? Why do I homeschool?
Expand on your why you homeschool, Elizabeth.
Oh my gosh. How did we start homeschooling? Are we married?
No. We were not married.
Who made the decision to start homeschooling?
I think that would be you
Yeah.
because we weren't married.
Yeah.
Did you have any previous experience to homeschooling?
Yes.
Oh.
I was homeschooled. Most people don't know that.
Yeah. So that leads me to the next thing. I have another question for you.
Okay.
So people are like, "Oh, you homeschool. How do your kids get socialized?"
Or, oh, your kids are so normal. They're not homeschooled.
Oh, I love the one the other day. Nuh-uh, you're not homeschooled. No, I'm homeschooled. No, you can't be homeschooled. You're normal.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? But so you said people don't realize you were homeschooled. So does that mean you were
I
normal?
mean, I really wasn't homeschooled for very long, but I was homeschooled. So,
You were, but not long.
no, 3 years.
Okay. Oh, because you went PSEO.
Yeah, I got pulled in eighth grade, halfway through eighth grade,
Okay.
and then ninth, 10th, part of 11th. I was at home. I did take one college course in 11th grade, and then 12th grade I was full time at the college.
So I'm guessing that that homeschool experience that you experienced for 2.5 years, 3 years before you went to PSEO was a good one because you decided early on to do that with our children.
No,
No.
my experience was horrible, and my mom knows that, so if she hears that, she'll giggle. But she always says that I was her like test subject.
You were the guinea pig.
I was the guinea pig, and it was better than me being in public school for sure. And I did learn a lot, I think, but it was basically forced down my throat. And it was very just like going to public school. My mom just got textbooks and said, here you go, read these chapters, take the test. And, then I was done with the textbook. So we do use textbooks, but I feel like we use less textbooks than I have.
Yeah, like especially history.
Yeah, I don't use any textbooks for history.
Do we have so we covered that. You were homeschooled, but you were a guinea pig, so it wasn't like, oh, this experience of homeschooling was so amazing, I'm going to do it for my children. What is your favorite part about homeschooling?
Being with my kids all the time.
Being with the kids all the time.
Yeah, I saw the stats on it, like with the time that you lose with your children and how much time you gain. I don't remember what it was, but it was crazy. The amount of hours that I get between birth and 18 years old, more than the average parent.
Okay.
And then, parents are like, well, I couldn't do that. Oh, that's fine. It's not for everybody. No, being with your kids all the time is not for faint of heart, I guess I would say.
So it's curious to me because originally, before the U.S. government decided that we should have public schools, all children are homeschooled.
Yeah.
So like it's in our DNA to have that patience with our children, or at least have that ability to teach our children at home. But then it got, oh, parents can't give the education they need. The government decided, so they took that away. Then you had to go to public school. So is it a more of a, they don't even want to try? They just think they can't do it? They're scared to do it? Or do you think people just really aren't cut out to teach their children?
I think that if they're not passionate about it, yeah, they just won't be able to do it. You have to have a passion and a desire and a want to do it, to be with your kids all the time and teach them what you think is important.
That's a big part too. Like what you feel is important versus what the public school system thinks is important. Those can be two totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you and I have been discussing a lot about the stuff that we never used after we got taught it,
Yeah.
versus the stuff we never got taught, and how we can go about teaching our children that, like basic, how to do your checkbook and how to do taxes, how to do dishes, how to cook a meal. There's so many people that are out there that are getting to be, well, our oldest son's age, they don't even know how to cook food.
Well, that's the thing, they get up, they go to school. Their breakfast, their mom probably cooks for them, or they don't eat it.
Or they get it at school now.
Yeah,
It's an option.
breakfast, lunch they get at school, and then dinner is either fast food or something quick at home because they're running after school with sports and activities and whatever else, which is fine. That's a way of life, and that works for a lot of families. I just didn't want that. But we're not real sporty people. I mean, we're sporty people, but we're sports that are not
Organized?
organized sports. So, and we love watching organized sports. We tried with Noah, and he tried pretty much everything, and he didn't like it. So,
Yeah, he did.
and yeah,
He liked the team stuff,
Yeah.
like hanging out with the people. But when it was get on the court or get in the up to bat or anything. He'd love being in the dugout or on the bench and talking, but not.
You don't have anything to do with this homeschooling most of the time.
Do you have a favorite math?
I don't know how to respond to this question. Next question, please. Sometimes something wouldn't work for a certain child, and then we would switch,
Oh, okay.
but I never threw
I
anything
didn't mean
away.
like throw it in the way in the trash. I just meant like did you switch halfway through the year or partly into the year and be like, okay, we're gonna change programs. We're gonna change the way we teach this.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a big part of the importance or the fun of homeschooling. Like, it's not working, stop it. And I think some homeschoolers, especially new homeschoolers, think, oh, I bought this, I spent all this money on this curriculum, and now I need to use it. But no, you don't. If it's not working, if you're struggling, if you're, let's say, fighting with your child about something, quit using it. Try something else. Spice things up. Take apples out of the fridge and just count apples and bananas and whatever else. Or I used M&Ms one time. M&Ms, and if you got the right answer, you got to eat a few M&Ms.
Sometimes they disappear when she wasn't looking.
I mean, elementary math, you don't even need curriculum for. It's adding and subtracting. It's pie charts. Eat a pie together and talk about it. Eat a pizza and take pieces away.
What I'm hearing is all roads lead to food.
Yes, for me, yes. I mean, my heart, if you're going to speak to me, it's food.
Oh, the road to Elizabeth's heart is food. Food's the third thing on your list to your heart. That's a whole nother day. Well, what else would you like to talk about on the homeschooling front? We're about halfway through homeschooling our children.
Yeah.
Is this exciting? Sad?
Halfway, we have 20 more years of homeschooling?
Well, no, I mean, our youngest child is halfway through her educating.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be in 7th grade.
So, yeah, okay, so we're 2/3 of the way through.
Okay.
How many years are we going to be homeschooling for? If we're at 22, we got like 5 more years. So 27 years of homeschooling. That's almost like working a full-time job and then retiring.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost there.
Yeah, correct.
That's crazy.
But I love it. And this year, I think last year we kind of had, I'm going to be honest and just say we kind of had a slough year. I think it was a little easy, or we didn't push things, or I didn't push things. And I think we worked on things that were not math science based, I guess.
Yeah.
We worked on writing, English, that kind of stuff.
Creative side.
Yeah.
And I was actually super impressed with the writing of our children and the stories they could tell and the stuff they came up with. I know Yana was really scared at the beginning. I got to figure this out and I got to do this. And then by the end of the year, she's like, storytelling was becoming pretty natural to her.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to do this year. We'll see. Taking some different classes again.
We're going to take some field trips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We are? Where are we going?
We got to map it out, but we're going to go somewhere in the winter south with the kid, and it's going to be some American history, some geography, maybe we'll do some math, like, okay, we've driven 584 miles out of the 2,218. How many miles do we have left to go? Or figure out where the next McDonald's is. We're going to teach them how to read a map. We're going to get one of those paper maps. Remember those?
Whoa.
Remember when we went to Florida the first time and you had to navigate? And you're like, all right, exit's coming up, I think, in 1.8 miles. Just keep an eye out for exit 116. I think we can remember how to read a map to teach the kids. Do they sell maps?
No, they don't.
They don't sell maps.
No, that's I was like, I don't know how you're doing this.
What happens if an EMP goes off?
Oh my gosh, we are not talking about this.
Yeah,
This
we
has
don't.
been a talk at our house. Anyway, okay.
And then how do we teach the history?
Okay, this is really fly by the seat of our pants, people.
It is.
Come on. Okay, what was the question? What?
I was saying about history.
Okay.
And it's also your favorite subject. That's how I was going. I thought you'd have more to say about history other than looking at me funny.
Well,
if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, you need to switch over to YouTube so you can see facial expression.
this is a horrible podcast. I would not listen to this. Do not listen to this, people. Steer clear.
It's almost the end. Warn them at the end.
Yeah, no more of this. History. Yeah, we use literature-based history. Literally history. That's literature book.
Why?
Because it's more fun.
See, I'm making it about the why. Come on, expand on that. It's more fun.
Yeah. I don't know where he's going with this.
Is there a reason you chose to do it that way, other than it's more fun? Like,
it's more interesting than reading from a textbook. You don't like reading, so I can't even talk to you about this. Like,
no, you can talk. I'm listening. I'm enjoying it.
Uh-huh.
There's There's how many books though do the kids read?
in 1 year.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It is in the upper grades, it gets to be like when they're in younger grades, it's like one a week, but 36 weeks, so they read about 30 books.
Okay.
In the upper grades, they are reading 2 books sometimes at a time. And so it's, yeah, 40 books in a school year.
Is it all fiction or is it nonfiction? Mixture?
It's, yes, a mixture.
Historical fiction?
Yeah.
So what else did you want to talk about on your why
I don't know anymore because I lost my train of thought at the beginning.
that you would like to talk?
There's lots.
Oh, let's hear it.
You were running this question based. You were interviewing me.
I was.
And then you just gave up on the interview. So I'm so confused.
Well, some of my questions got stomped down. Like, why? I don't know how to answer that. These were well thought out questions at the seat of my pants.
Yeah, I know it.
Certain things in a certain order.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah, our
Like,
kids do.
are all of them the same order or do they have different?
They have different orders of
Yeah.
how they like, and I don't care as long as the work gets done.
Yeah. Can some get things done faster than others?
Of course, they're different children.
I'm just asking because maybe people out there are so used to structured school, like classes from 8 to 8:45 and 8:50 to blah blah blah. But
Oh, well, that's way different.
so that's
Yeah.
why I was asking, like, should people be scared if one kid can do a subject in 15 minutes and another one takes an hour and a half?
I felt like that is a way different question than the way you put it. Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate the clarification. More words is good.
I was trying to ask you questions without using as much words so you could talk.
Half the time I don't know what you're asking. Yes, we have been married 22 years and I still don't know what he's asking.
It was very clear in my mind what I was asking.
No. Yeah, like you don't have to stick to a schedule. Some days we get up at 9 o'clock and start school, and some days we're up at 7 and start school. It doesn't, I don't like some subjects might only take 20 minutes and other subjects will take an hour and a half. So it just depends. There's no defined structure at this house, and I think that's what works well.
Would that work well for everyone?
No, probably not. Because even though I say there's no structure, I mean, there's still structure. I'm a very, okay, it's 8 o'clock, I'm up, let's get school started. I don't care what you start, and then school has to be done by a certain time. And I usually say like 2 o'clock. I like to have school done by so that we can start working. I think that, and everything is laid out here, I guess. We have everything written in a schedule.
So they know
They
know
know-
what's expected of them.
Yeah, they know what they have to get done that week, and they are welcome. They could do one day of just math and get all their math done for the week. I don't care. It's just a weekly schedule, and this is what has to get done. This,
I like how they go, oh, I want to do something on Friday.
yep.
Or one of them will. And so they'll like double up on math on Monday, double up on history on Tuesday so that they can be a day ahead,
Mhm.
which is kind of nice. They work ahead instead of get behind.
Yeah, I also love that. And then if we are going to go, say, on a family vacation in the middle of winter, we can fudge with the schedule a little bit too, which is nice, and move things around. Like we might not take Easter break or whatever, spring break, when everybody else takes it, which is nice.
What else do we do that's a little different? We start early to plan for some of those things too.
Oh, yeah. We start a couple weeks early just so we have some wiggle room.
Yeah, that's kind of nice to have that flexibility and just
Yeah.
do what we want.
And we usually end early too because we usually get our school weeks in, or the girls just get their stuff done. We have a couple subjects sometimes that go a little bit longer, but
Yeah, by Memorial Weekend they are ready to put the books away in Minnesota summer.
yes, definitely.
I don't know that I have any other questions, so I would just like to sit back and listen to you talk about whatever you'd like to talk about, homeschooling wise.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna go way off topic though if I talk about my whys.
No, you're right on topic.
Oh,
As long as it's included in this home or school, because it's a compound word. Home, school,
I'm sorry. How does that go?
home, school, homeschool.
Homeschool. Yes, compound word. Good job. I taught him something, everybody.
Yes, and that will conclude our today's episode of Sesame Street.
Yeah. The reason that this was prompted was because of a person that I follow on Instagram. This person put out there, and he's not homeschooled, he doesn't have anything to do with homeschooling, but I think he might be anti public school per se. I am not anti public school. Like I said, homeschooling is not for everybody, but his podcast was telling everyone how, like, why the public school was developed the way it was. One of my big things that I have said before about homeschooling is when you think about your life in a whole from birth to death, how many times in your life, once you're out of school, are you ever put in a room with 30 other kids, people your age? Are you ever going to be in a room with 30-year-old or 30-50-year-old ever again?
Probably not.
Mm-mm. And to me, something seems odd about that. So you're taught the first part of your life that you're taught just to hang out with kids your own age. You're taught the same exact thing. You're taught how to do it the same exact way
Listen to me, or else.
or else. And never again in your life are you like that.
It's almost like they're trying to form you for your future.
So I know I will probably make some people mad listening to this, but I would just like you to think about that. They're teaching you to conform to their way of life. And who is they? Who developed the school system and why? You should look into that. It's quite interesting. You're sending your kid there for 8 hours a day.
But we're not going to talk about that part. Let them
Well,
look that up on their own.
we can. I mean, it's the public school system was developed by the government.
Yep.
And it was developed kind of so like the big boom of the public school system was when women went to work. It was a great thing for feminism. I'm all for women in the workplace, and I've worked my whole life. I've worked to raise my kids and homeschooled, and I think women should work. Not all women should work, but
If they want to.
yep. And so that is one of the big things. That's when public school really got popular because there was no more women at home.
No one there to teach them.
No one there to teach them. Who designs public schools?
From some recent reading, it's the same people that design our jails
Yep,
and prisons, which is, when I thought about that, I was like, oh yeah, they're designed to herd us into our rooms and listen to our teachers tell us what to do, which then is in turn for like factory workers. Like
Yeah.
that was their goal, was to get you to just obey
Yeah.
and not question.
So yeah, it's great for factory workers or whatever you want to call them. It's a mindset. It definitely is a mindset. And I just don't want to do that.
You want people to think for themselves. You want our kids to think for themselves.
I want my kids to think for themselves. I want them to think outside the box. And not all schools are that way. And there's great other alternatives to.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just our opinion.
Yeah, correct. I mean, also, like, there's great other alternatives. Your sister teaches at a charter school, and they have amazing curriculum and amazing things that they get to do. But the main reason why public schools were built is kind of a little sketchy to me, to put it,
Yeah.
What was your public school experience like?
Well, honestly, I just remember all the negative stuff. So if there was anything positive, it's disappeared in my old mind.
Why don't you remember any positive stuff?
I think we were talking last night. I was like, my favorite year was my senior year because that's when I decided I just don't care what other people think. But all the way through junior high and 10th, 11th, like everybody's judging you the whole time.
Yeah.
If you wore the wrong pants, you didn't wear the brand name. Like you literally got made fun of for wearing what you wore. Even if you like, I go shopping, like, oh, let's go wear it. And then I'd wear it once because I get made fun of. So
is that conforming again?
well, yeah, you have a group of people that decide what's cool and popular.
Yeah.
And they make everybody else feel like trash or whatever. Like I was never with the it crowd. I didn't play football. I didn't play hockey. I didn't play basketball. I didn't do track or baseball. That's what all the cool kids did. That's what, or cheerleader. Which guys weren't cheerleaders at our school?
What did you do?
I water skied and I snowboarded.
And
Oh, I swam.
yeah.
I did swim. Yeah. So,
Swimmers rock.
yeah, I did. I did anything with water. I loved water, whether it was frozen or liquid. I didn't really play with the gas form of water. That would be hot. Although I did like saunas, but that wasn't a sport. But yeah.
Yeah, so I find that also funny.
I challenged teachers a lot, and I got that in trouble for that. Like questioning the why. You're not supposed to question why.
Just do.
Just do.
Just do as you're told.
Yep, do as you're told. They were getting us ready to go work in the mines and listen to the foremans.
So, I mean, that's another kind of reason why I homeschool is just to not send my kids to a building every day and conform to, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah. You want them to be able to think for themselves and do their own thing and do what they want to do.
Yeah. I want them to grow up to be wise adults.
Wise adults.
Yeah.
So I think we probably went far enough on this one today. I think we're a little over time, Elizabeth.
That's okay. There's lots to cut out.
Okay, good.
You're going to have to edit this one.
I might need your help on this one. I might be like, Liz, should we take this facial expression out?
Yes, please do. I would just like to say that though this was different, I hope that people got something out of it.
Yeah.
Why we homeschool.
Why we homeschool. So if you follow us on Instagram, the Vokes. We do post some homeschooling stuff during the homeschooling year.
Yeah. Maybe this year I'll be better about posting like what curriculum we're using. Maybe I could do a little Instagram talk or something about why, or I can show everybody our bookshelves, our crazy amount of books that we own. We have scaled back just because we don't have any little ones anymore, but
yeah, we've gotten rid of almost all the elementary, up to 6th grade stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
I have cleaned out a lot.
But we still have lots. And we have all that information still here from those years.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions about homeschooling or why we homeschool, please ask. I don't know if I feel like we didn't cover it very well, but
drop us an email.
Yeah.
Or a DM. We're gearing up because one of these days we're going to do a podcast on Q&A of listener questions.
Okay.
But I feel like we need to have like 20 good solid questions.
Yeah.
To make it a whole podcast. So drop those questions in. Let's get that question bucket bigger.
Yeah.
You can ask us anything. She might say next question. But
next question. Just kidding. Didn't you like that when I was like, good. Next question, please?
Yeah. Well, perfect. Anyway, go ahead. Find us on the Instagram. Find us on the Facebook. No. Are we on Facebook? Mm-mm. No, we're not on Facebook. Don't look for us there.
You will find nothing.
You will find nothing except for maybe our personal pages.
Yeah, and I don't really post on there.
Yeah. So there's that. You can email us. Do you remember what email we use? hello@4girlsglamour.com.
That works.
I think that's the one we like to use. Keep all of our questions and answers and business all in one spot.
hello@4girlsglamour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
.com.
.com.
There you go. Otherwise, we're on Instagram. And we're on the new thing. What's the new? The threads. Threads? Yeah, we're on the threads.
We're on the threads.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it. Just email the threads. I mean, if you go to the Vokes Instagram, you'll find all of our links to all of our photography, our Amazon. Elizabeth's been working hard on things we love around the house and adding that to the Amazon.
Yeah.
So, and I think she said we're going to start doing some video stuff for that, so we can tell you not only like here's what we buy, but here's what we use it, here's why we love it.
Yeah. My whole outfit is from Amazon today.
What? Beautiful.
Skirt and top.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
We'll do a video. I got a new video toy, so I'm learning better video. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and send us your questions.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.